One day, you will look around, and you will realize that nobody is coming to live your life for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the person you love, not a mentor, not a stranger, not fate. No one is coming to do the work for you. No one is coming to make the call, send the message, wake up early, say no to the thing that's comfortable, or sit alone in a room and build something out of nothing. You already know this. Somewhere in you, you've always known it. But knowing it and living like it's true are two different things. So let's talk about the space between them. Think about how much of your life has been spent waiting. Waiting to feel motivated before you start. Waiting for enough money before you begin. Waiting for the perfect opportunity to appear, fully formed, with no risk attached. Waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Waiting for the circumstances to change, for the timing to be right, for permission that no one is actually holding. Waiting for someone, somewhere, to walk in and rescue you from the life you've been quietly enduring. And the strange thing about waiting is that it doesn't feel like nothing. It feels like something. It feels like hope. It feels like preparation. It feels productive. But years pass this way, quietly, one after another, and the waiting room never empties out. It just gets more familiar. There is an old idea, one the Stoics understood clearly, that most of our suffering comes from confusing what is ours to control with what isn't. You cannot control your past. It already happened. It is finished, and no amount of replaying it will rewrite it. You cannot control what other people think of you. You can be honest, kind, and consistent, and someone will still misunderstand you. That was never yours to manage. You cannot control other people's choices. Not their loyalty, not their timing, not whether they show up the way you needed them to. You cannot control every circumstance you're born into or thrown into. Some of it is simply given to you, fair or not. But here is what you can control. Your response, in the moment it matters. Your next choice, regardless of the last one. Your actions, even when no one is watching to reward them. Your attention, and where you choose to place it. Your discipline, on the days it would be easier not to have any. Your character built slowly, choice by choice, long before anyone notices it. This is the line the Stoics kept returning to. Not because the rest of life doesn't matter, but because peace begins the moment you stop fighting for control over things that were never yours to hold. So ask yourself honestly, what are you still waiting for? How many years have you spent telling yourself one day, while today quietly became yesterday, again and again? What would actually change in your life if you stopped waiting for someone else to fix it? Sit with that last question for a second. Don't rush past it. Now, this is not about blame. Taking responsibility for your life does not mean pretending that everything that happened to you was fair, or deserved, or your fault. Some people were let down by the people who should have protected them. Some people were dealt a difficult hand before they even understood what a hand was. Some people have been rejected, overlooked, failed by systems, failed by others, failed by circumstance. That is real. It deserves to be acknowledged, not dismissed. But here is the harder truth underneath it. Regardless of where you started, you are still the one who decides what happens next, not because it's fair, because it's true. Blame looks backward and stays there. Responsibility looks at the past honestly and then turns around to face forward. This is where discipline enters, and discipline is quieter than people think. It isn't some extreme, dramatic act of willpower. Most of the time, it looks almost boring. It's studying the material when you'd rather scroll. It's working on the goal that no one else can see yet, with no audience and no applause. It's choosing preparation over distraction, one more time, when distraction would be so much easier. It's staying calm when something makes you want to explode. It's getting back up the day after you failed, without needing a speech to do it. Discipline is not the absence of feeling like giving up. It's doing the thing anyway, while that feeling is still there. This is how an inner fortress is built, not in a single, dramatic moment, but in 1,000 small ones that nobody else was there to witness. One decision, then another. One difficult moment, handled with a little more steadiness than the last. Then another. Nobody sees the fortress being built. They only see it once it's already standing. And here is where the fear in this idea turns into something else. Because nobody is coming to save you can sound like a punishment, like isolation, like you've been left to handle everything alone. But look at it from the other side. If nobody else is responsible for who you become, then nobody else has the power to stop you from becoming it either. Waiting to be saved was never really hope. It was permission to stay exactly where you are. Once you let that go, you're not left with nothing. You're left with yourself, and that turns out to be enough to start. Nobody is coming to save you. And that isn't a reason to give up. It's a reason to wake up. This is the inner fortress. Build your mind. Master yourself.